Hello everybody and welcome to my last book haul of 2018. Dun dun dun! I know it's kind of crazy to think that this is my last book haul of the year, but if you think about it, the year is pretty much almost over. We have like 1.5 months left of it. And then 2019 begins. But guys, I have been accumulating quite a few books over the past few months. It's been a hot second since I've done my last book haul, and so because of that, there are a lot of books in this one. So maybe one of my biggest hauls of this year. So lucky for you, this is gonna be quite a hefty video. So let's get into it. Hey guys, you thought I was gonna go in and do the book haul? Well, guess what? We're doing an unboxing first. Okay guys, so I'm working with Disney Books to bring you guys this unboxing for Artemis Fowl, which is a book series from like our childhood, and it's getting a rebrand, which I'm so excited about. All the books are getting new book covers. And it's also a sequel that is a spin-off of the series that is happening that is called The Fowl Twins. So I'm really excited, guys. So let's see what the box contains because I'm curious. Bum bum bum. Okay, so the first thing that is in the box are the new rebranded book covers for Artemis Fowl. We have the first book right over here, and the second book, The Arctic Incident. And look at the covers! Oh, I love these covers so much. You know, I love the old covers as well, but I think these ones are just like really, really cool as well, and I think I may like them better. It also comes with a hat. I love me a good hat. And a snazzy backpack that I'm totally gonna be using when I go to the dog parks. Ooh, yeah, so swag. And look what we have here. A fidget spinner. And also something that I did not know, and now I'm really happy that I know, is that it's gonna be made into a movie, and I find that so exciting. So pretty much a pitch for Artemis Fowl is that he's a 12-year-old criminal mastermind who discovers a world below ground full of dangerous, armed, and very high-tech fairies. You heard me right, guys. It's really cool. But anyways, that is the unboxing. But now let's get into the book haul. So since there are quite a lot of books in this video, I'm not going to be giving very in-depth summaries for each and every book, but I will be giving you a brief overview so you at least know what to expect when going into these novels. So number one is Girl at the Grave. I pre-ordered this book and it came in the mail a few months ago. I read it and I loved it. In a brief summary, it's a gothic contemporary novel and it follows the story of Valentine, whose mother was convicted of a murder, and it's about her trying to figure out who actually murdered the person that her mother was sentenced for killing. And she teams up with a very unlikely ally who ends up being the son of the man that her mother murdered. Dun dun dun! This next book, Ignite the Stars, pretty much follows a story about a girl who is a very talented pilot, and she gets captured by her enemy and forced to go to a military boarding school where she plots her escape. But even though the Commonwealth says that everybody's under their control, she wants to prove otherwise. Next is book 1 and 2 in The Dragon's Blade, The Reborn King, and The Last Guardian. There is a third book, but I have it buried somewhere upstairs and I need to go and find it. But if you guys like dragon fantasy books, these are the books that you need to read immediately. They're so good, action-packed, and hey, dragons, they're freaking epic. The next two books are books that have been out since 2005, and everybody seems to know about them except me, and they're like classic fantasy books that have been given new covers. But when I read the back of these books, they sound so fascinating and phenomenal, and I'm actually reading the first book already because it sounds just that good. And I'm shocked that I have never heard of them before because they're definitely right up my alley. And so the books that I'm talking about are East and West by Edith Petau. So the first book is about this girl named Rose, and she longs for adventure. So when a white bear comes to her house and offers her that adventure she craves, in order for prosperity for her very large family, she goes and takes it. So she goes and lives with the polar bear and learns that he's not just a bear. But as she lives in his distant castle, not everything is as it seems, and she has to choose between her family and her love. And an even crazier journey stems from there. The next 6 books, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books, are Keeper of the Lost Cities by Shannon Messenger. You guys may have seen the series in my latest video where I talk about why long series are better, unpopular opinion much. But these books pretty much follow the story of Sophie, who is a telepath, and it's about her meeting another telepath and them going on this crazy adventure together and figuring out who they can trust and who they cannot. The next 4 books I am partnering with HMH Books to bring you guys for today's video, and I am so excited about every single one of them. 3 of the books are part of a series, and I mentioned it in a video a couple months ago, but I did not have the physical newer editions when I made that video, so I'm putting them in this video because I'm super hyped. So those 3 books that I'm talking about are Brave Mercy, Dark Triumph, and Mortal Heart. These books are epic because they are about assassin nuns who go and serve the god of death. And it takes place in a medieval fantasy world. There's love, there's betrayal, there's epic quests, and badass girls. So this next book is a part of a new series that takes place in the same world as some books that I loved that are written by Erin Summerell. You guys probably have heard of them because if you watch my videos for the past 2 years, you definitely have seen them in my videos. Ever the Hunted and Ever the Brave. And this one is Once a King. So pretty much for 20 years in this world, channelers, women with magical powers, have been hunted down by non-magical people. And now King Adoran wants to end this bloody divide. And so he has to team up with a wind channeler, Lyra, who is very wary of him, but in order to bring peace and prosperity to his kingdom, especially with a greater threat at play, they must unite as one and fight the greater evil. But yes, super excited for this book to finally be out very soon. Okay, so this book is by Tana French, and she's a very well-known mystery writer, and this book is called In the Woods, and it is very widely acclaimed for being a wonderful mystery novel, especially because she has many books a part of the same series with the same characters who fight crime. And I've heard wonderful things about her books, but the funny thing is, I originally started reading it as an audiobook, and when I downloaded my audiobook, I've never had any issues with my audiobooks, but this audiobook did not start on the first page, but the 9th chapter. And so when I was listening to it, I was so terribly confused. I was like, I feel like I'm just being thrown into this book without any knowledge about the characters, and all of a sudden they're like sitting around a fire drinking whiskey. Like, I don't know the context of this at all. And so I listened to 2 hours of it because I was driving, and then when I went back home, I finally was in my bed, I finally opened up the first chapter just to be like, okay, is this actually how it starts? And turns out, no, it isn't. So pretty much my audiobook jumped 9 chapters. Well, no, it didn't even jump 9 chapters. It started with chapter 1 being chapter 9 accidentally, and I ended up just reading this middle of the book instead of the beginning of the book, and it was a mess. But I'm still gonna read it. I'm still hyped about it. I'll just have to reread everything. So this follows the story of Detective Rob Ryan, and he is a part of the Dublin Murder Squad, and he does not have a very easy path to him. He and 3 of his friends went into the woods one day, but only one came out, and that was Rob, and he remembers nothing from the night. So he's kept his past a very deep secret up until this current case, when a 12-year-old girl is found murdered in the same woods that he was found in long ago. And so it's about him and his partner hunting down who the murderer was and jumping through hoops and trying to figure out how this case will end. The next 2 books are by an indie author named Troy Ducart, and he wrote The Venerate Order and The Venerate Redemption. And he has his 3rd book coming out, which I have the new cover for right here, which is called The Venerate Salvation. And the author is doing this really awesome thing where he's giving away the first 2 books in this trilogy away. So if you go to the landing page down below, you can go get yourself some free books, and that's awesome. So if you like science fiction fantasy books, I definitely go and recommend you check it out. The next book is Muse of Nightmares by Laini Taylor. I've heard amazing things about the first book, which is called Strange the Dreamer. I know that Laini Taylor's writing is so unique and beautifully written and very intricate, and I'm excited to see what Strange the Dreamer has to offer me, and then I'll jump into Muse of Nightmares after that. Next, I got Romanov, which I'm so excited about. It's by Nadine Brandeis, and I'm so excited about this new book. It's a magical take on Natasha Romanov, and I'm so excited to delve on into this book because I'm just hyped for a good fantasy history novel. And it comes out the same day as Nexus does on May 7th, so lots of books to get on that day, guys. And don't forget that Nexus is up for pre-order, and if you want to support me and my craft as an author, that is the best way to do it, is to pre-order my book, Nexus. I'll be linking the link down below. The next book is Light Years by Cass Morgan, and I've heard really fun things about this book, that it is a very awesome space opera novel, and as you guys know, I love me a good space opera. This next book, which is Light as a Feather, I can only describe as a mixture between Riverdale meets Sabrina, and if you like that idea, I recommend that you go and check this book out because that sounds quite interesting. The next book is Girls with Sharp Sticks, and pretty much this book is about an academy of girls where everybody seems prim and proper until they learn that it is anything but that. So this next book, which is Sky Without Stars, is pretty much Les Mis but in space, and that sounds pretty epic. It takes place in multiple points of views, and I don't know if you guys are seeing this, but I see space opera making a comeback right now, and that makes me so excited. So this book follows a story about a girl whose best friend is being hunted down by a demon, and about her trying to save her friend from the clutches of evil. But she has a secret, and that is she is changing, and she might be a demon as well. Dun dun dun. This next book I'm so excited about because if you guys are also a Buffy lover like me, you are gonna be hyped about Slayer. And this book is not exactly about Buffy, but about another chosen one who is born to fight those things that go bump in the night. So it's kind of like Buffy, but like redone and revamped, and I'm so hyped about that. The next book is Crown of Feathers, and this book is a high fantasy novel about a world ruled by fierce warrior women who fly upon birds' backs. And this book follows a story about the last rider who rather die than see her kingdom fall into the hands of her evil sister. Then, I'm not sure if I mentioned this in another haul. I don't think I have, but we have The Lost Queen, and I am so trash for this book. It's pretty much Merlin meets Outlander, and if that's not awesome, I don't know what is. So guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video of all these amazing books. I am so excited to hopefully get to quite a few of them. If you want to let me know which books you're excited to read from this haul, please let me know down below, and don't forget to go follow me on Twitter and Instagram. My username is @SashaAlsberg. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!